Hey, YouTubers, this is Bob Hickman. It is so good to be back with you. Well, I promise you this weekend we have messages from the spirit world, so I've been putting the letters in the hat, and we're going to do that. But before we get into that, I want to say, just take just a minute and give a shout out here to a wonderful YouTuber. I'm giving a shout out to my buddy, Jim Blim. Jim, I just want to say thank you for your wonderful comment on my last video. My last video was about the prophetic trip of Pope Francis to Israel, which is occurring as we speak. And, you know, a lot of you came out, you were really fascinated with that, and I thank you for your comments. But I got some flack from some people who accused me, and I've been getting a few hate letters from people who are accusing me of being an Illuminati member because I wear the eye pendant. By the way, speaking of eye pendant, here's my newest eye pendant. I have a few of them, and I'm wearing that one today. Isn't that cool? It's from Greece. It's sterling silver. But anyways, the thing is, I am not an Illuminati. I'd like to clear that up, okay? And Jim did a nice comment. I am still not able to respond to comments, so I couldn't answer people back. I'm going to do a video next week on the eye, the all-seeing eye, or sometimes called the evil eye. It's not actually evil. It blocks evil. That's why it's called the evil eye. I'm going to do a whole video about the evil eye and explain that and explain it in relation to the Wiccan and pagan cultures. So for those of you fundies who want to attack me and call me evil, an Illuminati, and a Satanist, I don't wear that with that energy, okay? So I want to make that clear. Anyways, Jim Blam, thank you for standing up for the truth about the evil eye. We are going to do a video on that. All right, well, we're going to get into our letters. They've been coming in. You guys are so wonderful. But before we do that, give me just a moment and let me attune to the spirit world. Okay. My trusty spirit guide, Fletcher's back here. He says hi to all of you. All right, going in our hat, our first letter today is from, let's see who this is, I can't read it, Josh Holder. And he said, Bob, what are my spirit guides like? How do I communicate with them? Well, Josh, that's good questions. Your spirit guides, well, you've got a number of guides around you. I keep getting a group of, right now, you've got about 4 angels around you. And they're guardian spirits. And angels are interesting because they're very high vibrational spirits. They're very protective. You don't have to worry about interactions with angels because they're all powerful and good. One of the angels has the name of Joseph. I do get that name, so I want you to start connecting with that name. Communication is done through meditation. And if you stop and, you know, at the beginning of the video, what I do is I fill myself with light. That opens my channel. If you practice that every day and then you speak to your guides, you will start to get a response. I'll probably have to do a whole video about spirit communications. So that's a good question, and we will definitely revisit that. But start with the name Joseph, okay? That's all right. All right, our next letter is from Trevor Estridge. He says, thank you, Bob. I keep seeing a name when I meditate, and I also see a panda. What does this mean? Yeah, the name that you're seeing is a guide who's trying to make contact with you. A lot of times our guides will gently impress their presence upon us. They will kind of just step into our vibration. They'll vibrate a name or an image, and, you know, accept that. So what I would do is I would start speaking back to that name and just ask it to give you more signs and information, okay? In regards to the panda, that's actually a totem guide of yours. Now, some people say, a panda, that's just a little fluffy bear. Oh, no, no. If you actually study pandas, they are very fierce bears. A panda can kill a person. They are very, very strong. They look cute and cuddly, but don't cross them. And so that's a sign for you that, you know, you have a very powerful protector. His outward appearance may be very gentle, but inside exists a lot of power. And this is very much like you. They're giving you this guide because at this point in your life, your outer world, people are perceiving you perhaps as very gentle, But Spirit's telling you, you've got a guide with you, a totem spirit animal, who also looks like you, very sweet on the outside, but there's great power within. So take that power within yourself and use that in the outer world, okay? Anyways, keep meditating. Talk to both of them. Talk to the panda and talk to the other guy, and you're going to start to get a connection. Hope that helps a little bit. Thanks for writing. Okay, our next letter is from T Randomness 17. She says, "Thank you, Bob. Where do you see me in 5 years?" Yeah, you know what, hon? It's interesting. In 5 years, I do see you being finished with school. I do believe you'll be out of college. I see a relationship around you, a boyfriend. I'm not necessarily seeing marriage at that time. I think that'll be probably another 2 years beyond that. But I also pick up a northwestern connection around you in the United States, such as Washington State or Oregon. So I feel like you will be living with your boyfriend in one of those areas, either Washington or Oregon, or back and forth between both of those. So that's where I feel you'll be focused. You have very much an artist theme going on your chart. That's one of your life themes. And I keep picking up around you artistic energies, like creating things. Could be focused in marketing or advertising, and you might want to look at that as well. But I get a lot of creative energy here, graphic arts, design, makeup, costuming, something very creative. And so you want to focus in the arts area. And if you want to kind of ground that in the real world practical energy, you could also put a focus in marketing and advertising. All right. Good luck. God bless. Diane Lafont. Lafont. I can't read my writing here. I just need a note. Dina Lafont. She says, Psyche Bob, is Amy Winehouse's spirit around me? I have her pics all over my house and I talk to her every day. Yes, actually, Amy Winehouse is around you. And I'm not just saying that, I'm very serious. See, what happens is people like Amy Winehouse are wonderful, advanced souls. And I know a lot of people on earth judge her as like, oh, she was on drugs and alcohol. But really, if you study her life, she was an old soul, very, very advanced spirit. She came in, she took on a lot of challenges, and she left us early, which was sad. But, you know, she has the ability to connect with so many people now because she's an old soul. And so when you talk to anybody in spirit, they can be present. And in your case, I do feel that you have a connection with her. I think she's actually going to other people too. I'm going to be honest, not just you, but I do feel like you are making a connection, and I want to encourage you to keep doing that. I also pick up around you a lady here that's an older woman on the mother's side of the family. I want to call this a grandmother or possibly great-grandmother on the mother's side. I feel like she comes in around you as well. So keep talking. You're definitely in spirit visitations. Okay? Thanks for writing. All right, let's see. Our next letter is from Bob V. This is interesting. Bob writes, he said that in the last few years, he ended up in the hospital with extreme nausea. Doctor said he had vertigo, possibly. His father also experienced the exact same conditions, and they both ended up going to the hospital with extreme nausea and like symptoms like vertigo. He says, interesting, that when he traveled outside of the United States and other countries, the symptoms all disappeared for him and his father. He wants to know what's going on. Is it really nausea? Is it vertigo? What's happening here? Well, you know, Bob, I got to tell you, I cannot legally give medical advice, so work with your doctor. But I am going to tell you one of the things that is going on. I don't think when you say, you know, I suspect it's something other than just what the doctors say, I think you're right. I believe that you are being affected, and as well as your father, by HAARP. HAARP is kind of a big network grid of electronics that's interfacing with satellites, and it kind of creates shock waves around the world. But it's particularly strong here in America. I would like you, I don't know what area you live in, but It'd be interesting to find if you live near New Mexico, because a lot of people in New Mexico are experiencing a vibration, a humming sound comes out of Taos, Mexico. And Taos citizens are saying that everything vibrates in their house, and it makes them interesting. Some of them very nauseous, and some of them get very sick from it. And I believe this is connected to the HAARP program, HAARP. You might want to look that up. But HAARP, I believe, is connected to your symptoms as well as your father's. And the fact that when you leave America, it gets better is very interesting, because the networking grids of HAARP are not as strong in other locations outside the U.S. So I think there's something to it. Of course, work with your doctor, but I'd like you to do some research on HAARP and also on Taos, Mexico. The Taos, the kind of thing they call the Taos hum across New Mexico, excuse me, the state of New Mexico. All right, God bless. Thanks for writing. Maria Whale writes, and Maria says, Bob, what about the aliens? Are they really helping us? What about the abductions and genetic experiments? Yeah. Well, let me tell you, when we talk about aliens, there are different races. They're all doing different things. Most of the aliens really are not here to hurt us. They are studying us, and from our perspective, that seems very invasive and scary. I agree. But their goal is not to injure us. The genetic experiments are to study us. It is believed that some of the alien races are dying. Their genetics are not functioning properly. And they're looking to us as saviors, in a sense, to use our genetic code to enhance their life cycles. And in exchange, they want to share with us technology that will help improve our lives. So if we work with them, it could actually, if it's not an abusive relationship, could be very positive. And I'm hoping for that in the coming years, that our exchanges of knowledge, culture, and technology between both of our worlds will bring a lot of changes. So yes, I know on the point it seems a little scary, but ultimately I think there's good behind it. God bless. Thanks for writing. All right, our next letter out of our hat is Angel Colson. She says, say goodbye, I really enjoy your shows. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. She said when she dreams, she has very vivid dreams, and she wants to know what that means. And she wants to know if she's going to overcome some struggles here. Yeah. Yeah. Vivid dreams are a way that we connect with the spirit world. And sometimes when we're having lucid dreams, what we're actually having is an astral world experience. We are going out of our body, and we are literally experiencing another reality, an alternate dimension. And that's what a lot of vivid dreaming is. So, when you have that, that means your spirit is out journeying and exploring and having adventures. Sometimes you end up in parts of the astral realm that can be scary, so sometimes it's not always pleasant. But that's not generally most of people's experience. Most of them find it very fun and fascinating. You can fly, you can jump, over giant rocks 20 feet high, you can, fly, as I say, all sort of things. So vivid dreaming, you can actually ask for that before you go to sleep at night. Just say, Spirit, take me into the greater journey, the realms, and make that like kind of a regular nightly request, and you'll start to have more vivid dreams. If you're open to it, it will manifest. Also, hon, I do feel like you're starting right now on a new energy cycle. You run in about 4-year energy cycles here. And I keep seeing around you a lot of artistic energy. And I feel like I'd like you to focus on something that's more free spirit. I feel like where your struggle has been, like I keep seeing go to school, but your head's just not in it. And I think part of that is because you're not working in harmony with your life theme. And you have an artist theme on your chart. So you want to focus in areas that allow you to be creative and expressive, see? Because if you went and try to study like accounting, that's so rigid. For you, I'm saying that's rigid. For some people, accounting is wonderful, but for you, that just wouldn't work. It's not in harmony with an artist theme. So I want you to explore the arts, performing arts, as well as visual and graphic arts. That's where you'll have success, okay? God bless. Hang in there. If you're going to get back in school, I do see you going on in graduating. God bless. Okay, hope that helps. Akiko. This is a good question. Akiko says that they contacted their father with the Ouija board, with a friend, but now that they're trying to do it on their own, they can't connect. Can I help them learn how to connect? Can I connect by myself? Yes, Akiko, yes. The Ouija board, it is true that when you work with another, sometimes there's more power because energetically, groups add power. But there is no reason why you can't do it on your own. I know a lot of people say, oh, it's dangerous. No, listen. If you're working from the highest good, from your inner spirit and light with God, you won't have a bad experience. What you want to do, though, is you need to work on meditating and asking Spirit's energy to enter you. And when you let Spirit enter you, it opens the door more quickly between the worlds, and you'll start to get that connection. Okay, so start with meditation. Fill yourself with light. Ask God to be present. See, if you let the Spirit be part of your explorations, the Spirit will guide that, and they'll make it happen. All right, hang in there. Keep me posted. God bless. All right, go in our hat. Our next letter is from Katie Serpa. Hi, Katie. I remember you. I think you wrote to me before. Yes, I did write to you. Okay, she says, thank you, Bob. You said you saw a relationship for me in August. Do you still see that? And can you tell me anything about my past lives? Yeah, Katie, in terms of relationship, I do see that for you still in August. I keep seeing the name Kenneth or Ken around this. I feel it's a K name, like Kevin, Ken, something like that, but it'll be around August. I do see you meeting him. Very nice looking. He has blonde hair. He reminds me a little bit, strangely, of the singer Eminem. You know who he is? He looks a little bit like Eminem. Nice looking guy, though. Okay. Your other question was about past life. Yes. In terms of past life, I do see you having past lives. Your most recent life was in the 1930s. You lived in the United States, and you were actually here in the States as an artist. And you worked in working with pottery. It was during the Depression time. So you made pottery, and you brought beautiful objects. You made beautiful objects you brought to people. So that was your past life. Looks like you died around 1940, and I believe it was older age. You were actually older during that time. You were kind of a retired person, but you're back, and you're going to do wonderful things in this life. I see love for you. In your last life, you married young, but you were a widow, and you didn't remarry. So this life for you, a relationship's going to be important, and you'll have that starting in August. God bless. Thanks for writing. Well, guys, listen, that's all I'm going to get to today. Keep it here at Spirit Channel. We're going to have more videos coming. I'm going to do one definitely next week about the evil eye. So check back here on Tuesday. We're going to talk about the evil eye or the all-seeing eye. Here's my pendant again for those of you guys want to see it. And I want to again give a shout out to Jim Blim. I am not Illuminati. Thank you, Jim. Anyways, God bless you guys. We'll see you here. And, of course, next week we'll have another Messages from the Spirit World.